Good evening, everyone. So if you can hear me, can you please put it on the chat box that you can hear me? If you can hear me, please put it on the chat box that you can hear me. All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you. Please don't click on any link. I have not said anybody to put in any link. How did this person join again? So that's the person I want to guide against. Please, I'm going to empower our class captain. Please don't click on any link. I'm going to remove the person now. He has joined again. Please don't click on any link, please. I'm going to remove the person now. I don't know how the person is joining, but I will keep removing it as we start. And maybe I will keep admitting people now because I don't know why the person is joining. The person is a scammer. I've not sent anybody to put any link. I've not sent anybody to put any link. And so I'm going to remove the person now. Please don't click on any link, please. Don't click on any link, please. I've not sent anybody to put any link. Please block the person and don't allow the person to private chat you as well. Don't click on the link. I will find a way of deleting the link. Don't click on the link, please. Yeah, so we can start the class now. I'm going to share my screen now. Yeah, so if you can see my screen, can you put on the chat box that you can see my screen, please? Can you put on the chat box if you can see my screen? Wow, so there are plenty. There is another John. Okay, I will keep removing you. There's another John that is posting it. This will not encourage me to possibly because who is this 5 fireflies again? Please don't click on any link. I will find and do. I don't know why there's another note taker. I've removed them. So what I will do is I will set a firewall, and henceforth, from the next meeting, I will be admitting people now. I will be admitting people to the meeting now. Please listen very well and listen very well. If you are joining the next class, you are not just going to join. Please listen to this instruction because I'm going to share it to other classes too. Because we already have some scammers that want to scam people. So kindly join between 6:45 to 7 o'clock because that's when I'm going to admit people. So nobody will be able to join until I admit them. And when I start the class, I will not admit anybody again. I hope that is clear to you. So when I start the class by 7 o'clock, I'm doing this because of people that want to scam people and putting several links so that you will not go and click the link and it will be as if I'm the one involved. I'm not involved in anything. So from henceforth in the class tomorrow, if you can hear me, please say yes. I guess it's your own network, Babatunde Paul. So from tomorrow, all right, thank you very much. So from tomorrow in other classes, I am going to make sure that before you can join, I am going to, not Nigerian time, is UK time. Not Nigeria time, is UK time. I just shared my Excel, but I want you to listen to the instruction very well. So in other classes and in this class from next week, you will not be able to join when it is past 7 because I will be teaching then. So please join between 6:45 to 7 o'clock. Or let me say join between 6:30 to 7. I will be admitting people that time. So I will check the name before I admit. I already note them. So you can join between 6:30 UK time, 6:30 p.m. UK time to 7 p.m. So I will be online from 6:30. I will be online from 6:30. So the thing is, if you set it, even if you are not ready, just join. Just join and let me admit you. Because when I start the class, I will not be able to admit any other person again. I can't be doing this and be checking people that are posting, scammers that are posting. No, not 6:30 to 8 p.m. Oh. If it is Nigerian time, that will be 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Our time has been fast spent. Can we start the class, please? So if you can see my Excel screen, please put it on the chat box that you can see the Excel screen. Can you see the Excel screen? All right. So let me now. Last week we did something on cleaning data, removing duplicates and the likes. And in our first class, some of you will remember this data very well. I'm sure that you still have it and you have practiced with it. So today we are going to talk about using some if statements, using some logical functions, and also conditional formatting for data visualization. So that's what we are going to talk about today. So fasten your seatbelts as we continue. So now looking at this data, and I want to tell you how you are going to apply it. So for example, if you receive an email from your from one of your stakeholders and is asking you that, please, can we classify total price to high sale and low sale? And what it tells you is that if there is a sale of 5,000 naira or 5,000 pounds, that means it is, if the sale is above 5,000, that means there is high sale. And if a sale is below 5,000, that means it is low sale. So how do we do that? So we can create a column here and call it status. So this is how the if statement now comes in. So you'll say equal to if. Now, this is what we want to use. This is the column that we want to use, which is the total price. So you just receive an email from your stakeholder telling you that, John, please, can you classify total price to high sale and low sale? Because these numbers are too much. So we want to know which ones are high sale and which one are low sale. So all you need to do is equal to if. You use the if statement. Now, you will see from this place that it has the syntax, and the first one is the logical test. The second one is the value if it is true. And the third one is the value if it is false. So now, what is the logical test? I just told you that if total price is greater than 5,000, then it should be what? High sales. That is what I just told you. So, and if it is not greater than 5,000, it should be what? Low sales. So how do we translate that? Now, don't forget that this is H2. What is here is H2. The cell here is H2. So H2, if H2 is greater than 5,000, that is the logical test. That is, if the total price is greater than 5,000, then it should be high sales. So I'll put an inverted an inverted comma here. So I will type I sale, then comma. Here again, I will put an inverted comma, which is the first value, low sale. Then I will click on enter. Now you can see because 129.46 pounds is less than 5,000. So that is why it is low sales. So if you want to do it for others, all you need to do, you don't need to be pressing it all around. So all you need to do is to drag it down. So you drag it down. You see that when I'm dragging, there are two icons that are showing. Look at this one. This is a cross sign, but it has the cross is not filled up. But look at this one, it is filled up. So then you now drag it down. So let me drag it to this place. Now you can see this one is greater than 5,000. So it is what? I sale. And that is why it's greater than 5,000. This one, 7,021 is also greater than 5,000, and that is I sale. So for you to know again, this is a fake data and it is not real. It's a fake data and it is not real. Now I have taught you how to do the number of I sale. Now if you want to calculate the number of I sale, what we did in our first class is just to use sum if. That is, sum if it is I sale, then you will do that. So you can do that on your own. That is, sum if it is I sale, then you know the total number of I sale for this quantity. Now let's move on. Now, for example, you have done this for the stakeholder, and it now tells you again, oh, I think I made a mistake. Can we classify it as high sale, medium sale, and low sale? So can you please edit the code for us such that we have that? So let's create another column as status 2. So here, how do we do that? So this is where the nested if now comes in. This is where the nested if comes in. So how do we do that? So you say equal to if, then you open the brackets. So now in the email that was sent to you, you are told that when the total price is greater than 5,000, it should still remain high sale. And when it is greater than 1,000, it should be medium sale. When it is now less than 1,000, it should be low sale. So that, how do you do that? So you say H2 is greater than 5,000, then comma. So this one is going to be what? I sale. Then again, so now I'm not using the if statement alone. I'm using the nested if. The nested if is a combination of if statements. That's what we know as the nested if. So comma, if again, if, then you have another logical test. H2 is greater than 1,000. If H2 is greater than 1,000, then it should be medium sale. Then comma, then the value for false, which is what? Low sale. Then you close your brackets. Now, you will see here that I open two brackets, so you have to close with two brackets as well. You open two brackets, you close with two brackets as well. Then you press the enter key. So let us drag it down and see the differences. So you can see we have This one is medium sale when it was reclassified because it is more than 1,000. The total price here is more than 1,000, but it is less than 5,000. And so the stakeholder said we should classify it as medium sale. Same as this one. That's why we have medium sale here. So I'm telling you the application where you use low sale, medium sale. Those are the applications where you use low sale and medium sale. Now let's move on. Let's look at some logical functions such as and or, and if possible, we might touch not as well. So for example, if you now receive an email from your stakeholder telling you that, please, can you let us know when a quantity is greater than 5, that is the quantity that was sold is greater than 5, and the total price is greater than also £2,000, then it should be as high priority. Do you understand that? That is, when this quantity here, when the quantity here, as the data analyst, you are told that, okay, when the quantity sold is more than 5 and the total price here is more than £2,000, then we want it to be as high priority. So that means that that product is of high priority. But when it is less than 5, we don't care about the total price. When it is less than 5, it should be just normal. That means that it was just normal sales. So we can calculate, we can call this quantity status. We can call this column quantity status. So how do we do that? So this is where the logical function comes in. So I know that some of you are aware about and or. So when you are using and function, you know that it is when both are true, then it is equals to true. Let me explain what I'm saying. So equal to, we are still going to make use of the if function. So if, so we want to use the and now. The and we show whether it is true and true. So when it is true and true, then it's going to give us that answer. So we are taking quantity now. Quantity is F. So we say we open another bracket and say F2. So F2, when F2 is greater than 5, comma, and H2 is greater than £2,000. So an H2 is greater than 2,000. So if it is greater than 2,000, then it should be of high priority. Now, why did we close this bracket for and? So this is the first entity. This is the first condition. That is when quantity is greater than 5 and the total price is greater than 2,000. Then it should be of high priority. So, comma, high priority. So let me type high priority here. It should be of high priority. So then again, the first should be what? Normal. So when both conditions, when one is true and the other one is false, it is still false because we are using the and condition. So now what this means is that if F2 is greater than 5, that is, if the quantity is greater than 5, and if the price is greater than 2,000, then it should give us, it should show that yes, that means that that product is of high priority at that time. However, if the quantity is greater than 5 and the total price is not greater than 2,000, then it's not high priority because it is and that we are using. So I will click on enter. Now you can see that this is what? Normal, because of the condition. The total price here is less than 2,000 and the quantity is also less than 5. So let me attempt to drag it down. Now let's see those ones that are of high priority. You can see here the total price is greater than 2,000 and the quantity is also greater than what? 5. The total price is greater than 2,000 and the quantity is also greater than 5. So it met both conditions. Both conditions were met. So there again, if we want to use the or condition, so you have to note this. When it is or condition, for or condition, all you need is just one of the conditions to be true, and it is going to be true. But if both conditions are false, then it is what? False. It's just like your logic table that you are well aware of. That is how it works also in Excel. So let me call it quantity status 2. Okay, no, let me use this as payments. Let me use payments now instead of quantity. So let me use payment flagging. So for example, if your boss, one of your stakeholders, because some people, they believe that some people might be doing fraud or something, so they want to flag some payments about people that are using online payments, so they want to investigate. So you are now told that, all right, if we have some online payments and the quantity is also greater than 5, or the quantity is greater than 5, that is, you receive the condition that if anybody buys quantity that is greater than 5, or it is also an online payment, then it should be flagged so that they can investigate. So how do you do that? So you use the or condition. So that will be if, or, you use the or condition, and so you put both the logical tests. So we have F2, comma, now. The payment is what? The payment method is K. So we have comma K2. So when F2 is greater than 5, okay, let me use another one. For let's say if the quantity is greater than 7, then it should be flagged. Or if it is an online payment. So when K2 is equal to, now this one I am using integer, I'm using string now. So you can see that I put it in a quote. It's not like integer that I left it at 7. I put it in a quote. So that would be online payments. Then comma. So those are the conditions. So before the comma, I have to put a bracket. Then those are the conditions. So what should be the true? The true should be, it should be flagged. The true is that it should be flagged. Then if it is both false, that is when the quantity is less than 7 and it is also not an online payment, then it is okay. So I have to close bracket. I have to close, yeah, I've closed one, so I close the second one too. then I press enter. Now, if you look at this, because I said the quantity should be greater than 7, and also if it is the payment method is online payment, or the payment method is online payment. So if I should drag it down now, let me drag it down. So you can see it dragged this because one of the conditions was met, which is an online payment. So what your stakeholder wants is they want to flag all online payments and also flagged any quantity that was purchased that is above 7. So if you look at this one now, the quantity was above 7. However, they used a credit card, but because for all condition, it only needs one of the condition to be true for it to be true. That is for all condition. So I still want to go into conditional formatting, but let me see if we have any question. Okay, we don't have any question, but somebody is saying, please go over the and again. Okay, let me go over the and again. Now, let me type in the chat box for and, so that you will understand. Some of you might probably, when the conditions are true, how do we get the product that sold the most? Yeah, if we can use, I'm still going to go into that. That is the conditional formatting. I'm still going to go into that. I just wanted to check where I stopped so that I will see whether we got it. So when the both conditions are true and true, then it is true. That's for and. When it is true, no, it's not case sensitive. It's not case sensitive. True and false, then it is false. And when it is false and false, then it is false. So this is for the and function. So let me explain what I just typed now. That is when you have this logical test like this. How do you true or false? Let me explain. Now let's go back to the and. Now, this is what I'm saying, whether this is true. If this is true and this is also true, then it will be high priority. That is what I mean by it. If both conditions are true, then it will be true, which will give us the first answer here. That is value if true. If you look down, you will see value if true. So that is what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. You see value if true and value if it is false. So do you understand it now? So that is what I mean by if these two conditions are true, then it is true. So that is why when you come here, you see value if it is true, because I use the and condition. I use the and function. But if it is the or function, if both conditions are true, then this is also true. If any of the condition is true, then this is also true. However, if both conditions are false, then this is false. It will give us okay. So that is what I mean by it. You need to go and look at your and function. Is there a material for practice, like one being used? There's no material for practice for this class. I'm sorry. So let me do that of the or now. Or, so for or, the difference is true. This is the difference for the or conditions. This is the difference for the or conditions. I just put it in the chat box now. So when both conditions are true, it is true. So even when any of those conditions are not true and one of them is true, it is still give us the true value. But when both conditions are false, then it is what? False. And so I think by material, it means this data set for practice. Yes, we have these data sets. I sent these data sets in the first class. I will resend it again. There's no problem. I will resend the data set again. There's no problem that you can use to practice when you are watching the YouTube video. But I sent this data set. It's the same data set that I used 2 weeks ago when I started this class. I will resend it. Don't worry. I will resend the data set. So now look at it very well again. This is the first condition, which is F2, that is if quantity is greater than 7, and K2, which is payment method equals to online payments. That is, if the quantity is greater than 7 or the payment method is online, then the product should be flagged because the company wants to investigate further. That all those people that are using online payments, they want to investigate further. So what this means is the company wants to investigate those that use online payments to ensure that correct payment was used and they can see the money. And also they want to investigate further those that are buying more than 7 products. So that is where the or condition was used. So it's when you want to combine 2 conditions together, that is when you use the and condition. But if can we use VLOOK in treating this data set? Yes, we can use VLOOKUP in treating the data set, but what we are doing now is not VLOOKUP. Don't rush. Next week we will go to VLOOKUP. And what we are treating now is manipulating of data, and you can manipulate data through the if statement, manipulate data through the logical function, manipulate data using the conditional formatting. So that's what we are doing now. So I'm just telling you instances by which we use the AND condition and the logical functions. As you can see, I'm not just giving the formulas. I'm telling you how those things could come up in the data sets where you will say, I could have just said, yeah, this is the formula for and, this is the formula for not, this is the formula for or, this is the formula for if. I could have just said that these are the formulas. But I'm showing you the application in these data sets. That was why I started with, if you want to classify it as low sale and high sale. So what if we now have 3? That's where we have the nested if. And like I said, like I taught you in the first week, where we use the sum if, the count if. So if you want to know the total number of high sale, all you need to do is to go and watch my first video, week 1, where I taught you the count if, the sum if, then you can know the total number of high sale. And you can know the total number of medium sale, you can know the total number of low sale. So you have to connect all these things together. After the whole week, there's a project I'm going to give to you that combines where you are going to use VLOOKUP, you are going to use this AND condition, you are going to use an if statement, you are going to use, we are still going to go into pivot tables, you are going to use pivot table. It's just a single project, but you are going to use all of the things that I've taught you because you also clean the data. You are going to use everything and you submit it. Because that's how I can give you the certificate. Without that, I won't be able to give you any certificate. So let's move on. Let me see if we have any other question. Okay, let me move on. Now, for example, now, if you are told that, can we know the top sales, top 10 sales, top 10 products that were sold? by your stakeholder. Then how do you do that? So that is where conditional formatting now comes in. So let's go to, this is conditional formatting. You click on conditional formatting, then you look at top or bottom rules. So let me click on top 10. You can change it to, it's not compulsory that it should be 10. You can change it to 5. Let me even change it to 5 so that you can see. So if I want the top 5 total price, that is the top 5 total price that was sold. So I can change the color that I want. I want it to be filled with. So let me pick red because that will be easier to quickly detect. So so let me click OK now. So here you are going to see the top 5. So this is one of it. You can see total price 9,301. It is part of the top 5. You can see that it is red. This one again, 9,294. You see here again, 9,726. So if you scroll down, we are going to see the last two. If we keep scrolling. So depending on what the stakeholder wants, if they tell you that they want the top 20, I think we have passed another one, yeah, 9,447. So you know that the product was headphone here. Then you look into it here, you say, this product was L7. And what is the name of the customer? Jennifer Martins. Like I said, this is a fake data. It is not a real data. It is a fake data. Please take note very well. It is not a real data. It is a fake data. Please take note of it. It's not a real data, it's a fake data. So I think it's already up to 5, except we have some repetitions. Now, you can also use it with quantity. If you want to know the top quantity that was sold, the top 20, or let's say, let me use the bottom now. The bottom quantity. So let's say bottom 5. No, let me use 5 now. Let me say bottom 7. And let me use another color. Let me use possibly green and click on OK. So you can see here the name of the customer that bought one quantity. You can see Patrice Diaz, Victoria Days. Like I said, it's just, they are fake data and they are not real. Alicia Cabrera and the likes. So it will give us top 7, and you can see that they are all 1. You can change it to any color of your choice. So depending on whatsoever you want to use. How did you get the format for the top 5? Let me go back to it. I clicked on conditional formatting and I click on conditional formatting and I click on top stroke bottom rules. So this is what? Top 10. So I click on top 10. So let me change this to top 5 now, safe. Top 5. And let me change the color to yellow. No, you have to click on everything. Sorry. You have to click on all the columns before you do the conditional formatting. So it's because I click on just one. So let me click on it back. So top 5, and let me use another color, yellow, top 5 of the quantity. So you can see we have 10, which is the part of the top 5. We have 10, 10, 10, and stuff like that. Do we have any other question? All right. Do we have any other question before I move on? Any other question from what I just did now? All right, thank you. How do we check for range? I don't understand that question. Please, can you expatiate? I'm not sure I understand what you mean by range. Maybe it's out of the scope of this class. Can we sort to make it more visible? Yes, you can sort it to make it more visible. I have taught you sorting. I've taught you sorting in the first class. No, was it last week? I think it was last week. Yes. So it is all those things that you are going to apply. So just come here and sort. Let's say we want to sort from the highest. So you sort. At least you will see it. That's why I taught you sorting first, sorting and filtering. I taught you last week. It was last week. And if you want to sort by total price too, you click on total price and sort from the largest to the smallest. So you can see, you see it there and sort it. That's why I taught you, so that, because I know that you will quickly need it. There's a box for 10%. What do we use it for? Yes, it's used for if you, now bottom 10%. What it means is it will calculate the percent of everything. It's just like top 10 and top, it will calculate the percent and give you the bottom 10% of the quantity. So it's more or less, the only difference is the percentage. What percentage does, that's what it is used for. There's also more other things. You can set the rules yourself by going to managing rules. And if I want to clear all the rules, all I need to do here is to click on this and clear the rules. Clear the rules from the selected cell, and my rules will clear. If I want to clear this again, clear the rules from the selected cell, my rules will also clear. And if I want to clear it from the entire set, all I need to do is to click on the entire set. If they ask us to check the range for quantity 7 to 10, yeah, quantity 7 to 10 for what? Quantity 7 to 10 for what? I don't understand. Quantity 7 to 10 for what? Like I just gave you an example of what I did here. What this means, if you look at what I did here, all these ones, all the things that I did here, when I first of all use, I think the sorting has made everything to go down. So the sorting that I did, because I didn't drag it down. Now, look at this place. It's the same thing. Now, look at this place when I use a nested if. So if you want to use between 7 to 10, you can use a nested if as well. Now, what this means is that when it is greater than 5,000, then it is of high sale. And when it is greater than 1,000, that means between 1,000 to 5,000 is what? Is medium sale. So that's the range. It's just I have not mentioned it. That is from 1,000 to 5,000 is what? Is medium sale. So that is where a nested if comes into play when you want to use range, that is 7 to 10, quantity 7 to 10. So it's because I sorted. That is why everything, what I did before, was not showing again, and it has. So let me sort by status. If I sort by status, everything will come back here again. So you can sort by any column that you want. So I think I've explained that to you. Just use the nested if that I just taught you. So in the absence of no question, let me go back to everything that I've taught you today. So let me do like a review of everything that I've taught you today. So I started with the if condition. So I started with the if condition. So this is the syntax for the if condition. So I said if this condition is true, then you have high sale and low sale. But when you have more than one condition, when you have more than the categories, more than two categories, that is when you use the nested if, and that was what gave us this. Now, when you now have more than one condition for it to be fulfilled, you know, this is when the quantity is greater than 5 and the total price is also greater than 2,000, then those are two conditions. So as you can see in this place, it was just one condition. So when you want to use only the if statement, it is just one condition. But when you want to, when you have, when your stakeholders give you two conditions together, it is you that will dictate whether both conditions are important, whether both conditions goes in line or any of the conditions. So what I mean by that is that, so when you receive an email that please can you categorize this data into high priority and normal priority, if we have quantity that is greater than 5 and also total price that is greater than 2,000, so you know that you are using the and. That is very direct. But here, how you will dictate, they might not use the word or. How you will know that you are going to use or is, if can you please categorize for us this payment method and quantity if any of this condition. So when you hear any of the condition, you know that you are going to use or. If any of this condition is possible, then flag it. And if there is no, the conditions are not true, then it is okay. So they will not use the word or for you. But when you hear the word any, then that's where you will know that, yes, I'm using or. Now, the nested if is used for when you have more than one category. It's so easy to know the difference. When you have more than one category, that's when you use the nested if. Look at here. When I had more than one category, I had more than two categories, sorry. When you have more than two categories, that's when you use the nested if. The nested if has two if. Look at it. We have one if here, and we have another if embedded in it. So that's why we call it the nested if. And the if alone is just one if that we have. It's just one if that we have. And it is just two conditions, which is high sale or low sale. So that's how you know whether you are going to use. If you have more than two conditions, you will use the nested if. So that's the difference. I hope I've answered you. Do you have anybody that have any other question? So I hope that you have enjoyed the class. If you have enjoyed the class, just give a reaction. Let me see your reaction that you have enjoyed the class. So I will drop in the absence of no question, I'll drop the YouTube video between 24 to 48 hours after this class. And like I said, let me repeat myself again. Kindly join the class 30 minutes before the class. That is 6:30 to 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. While I understand I do not agree totally with the solution. No. What happens to participants who wants to participate but are late in joining due to several reasons? Like I said, if you know that, okay, there is no problem, join between 6 to 7. I will be on. and I will be admitting people from 6 to 7. I will not admit anybody because I believe that those people are scammers. So and I've already taken note of them. So even if they change their name, I will not agree with it. So please join as early as possible. Even if you are on the bike, if you are in a car, if you are in any place, join as early as possible. I'm guiding against scammers. I'm guiding against scammers. All right, I've changed it between 6 to 7. Join, but we will not start the class until 7 o'clock. That is it. We will not start the class until 7 o'clock. So that's the price for you to pay. So can the nested if be used for 5 conditions? Yes, it can be used for more than, yeah, it can be used for more than 2 conditions, because that's why it is nested if. It can be used for more than 2 conditions. Not 5 conditions now, 5 categories. If you are talking about conditions, that is when you use the and or the or. So these are not conditions. So look at it very well. These are categories: high sale, medium sale, and low scale and low sale. So when I add more than 1 condition, I use the and. So I can also add another condition here. I can say that if it is an online payment, then it is high priority. So I can add comma K2 equals to online payments. I can use the and. So it's not condition, it is category. Please take note of that. So it can be used for more than 5 categories. As long as it is more than 2 categories, then you can use the nested if. So I have changed it because of people that are complaining, network, everything. I will start admitting people from 6 o'clock. So if you know that you want to join late, if you know that your network will do somehow, join from 6 o'clock. I will start admitting people from 6 o'clock, but the network will not start until 7. Yes, if I notice that you have already joined, I will rejoin you back. How do we manage or edit the conditional formatting used? Okay, manage. I'm not sure I understand that question. If you want to manage or edit the conditional formatting used, there's no problem with that, because when you go to the conditional formatting and click on it, you can easily manage it. Manage rules. Just go to the manage rules, and you can still manage what you want to manage and click on apply. But maybe I got the question wrong. We still have like 5 minutes, so if you can expatiate. No, the time for the class has not changed. Don't get it wrong. Like I said, it's 6 p.m. GMT, 6 p.m. UK time. And it's 6 p.m. GMT UK time. So if you are in Nigeria, that will be 7 p.m. And I will start admitting people from 7 p.m. Nigerian time. But here at the moment, we are in 5 minutes to 8 o'clock in the UK. In Nigeria, I'm sure possibly you are in 5 minutes to 9. So, but here at the moment, we are in 7:55. If you want to edit the conditional formatting, all you need to do is to go to the manage rules or new rule. You can create a new rule for yourself. That is, set value between this and this, and create it for yourself, and create whether you want it to be red or you want it to be this or that. You can also say format only from bottom to bottom, from top to bottom. Format only values that are below average. Format only unique values. So several things you can set for yourself. So I give you that to explore that yourself. So please, just asking for a case where you have to use several conditional format at the same time. Now, if you have to use several conditional format at the same time, all you need to do is to click on those columns and you will still be use several conditional format at the same time, even on the same column and not different columns, by changing the colors. So you can use it. It depends. Part of the things I'm going to give to you, part of the what's it called? Part of the assignment I'm going to give to you towards the end of the class, I mean, when we're finished, a project I'm going to give to you is going to contain different conditional formatting. So it's not going to be limited to this. So that's why I expect you to practice yourself, do variety of things yourself, and practice it yourself. Are you using Excel 2019? No, I'm using Excel 365. I'm using 365 Excel. But even if you are using Excel 2019, even if you are using Excel 2019, you will still be able to get it. You will still see the conditional formatting. It is there, and you can still manage the rules yourself. You can still put top 10. You can still put top 5. Excel is Excel anywhere. All right, so thank you very much. Thank you for joining. So I will see you next week. So bye for now. Thank you.